From Jillian, who do you think is the biggest contender in the NFC and the AFC? The buys mean a lot this year. NFC, I think there are 5 teams. Cardinals, Rams, Packers, Bucks, Cowboys. Pick one. You're probably right. AFC, Titans. Without Derrick Henry, you feel less about, but they just beat the Rams. Maybe it's the Titans. Chargers have not been consistent. The Bills, I think I'm going to go with Bills, but they lost to the Jags. The AFC, a bit inconsistent and a bit more wide open. From Rashard Lee, when the Cowboys beat the Raiders, Mitch has to wear a Dak jersey. Yes or no? You in, Mitch? Come on over here. If the Cowboys beat the Raiders, you have to wear a Dak jersey. Or at least a Cowboys jersey. You in? Yeah, I'll wear a... Yeah, I'm in. You in? I will wear a Raiders jersey. If the Raiders win, yeah. All right, we're in. We're doing it. Cowboys, Raiders, Thanksgiving. We'll have some fun with that one. All right, from Shanav, Denver drafts Malik Willis. That was my mock draft pick. We will link it in the comment section in the description for you guys of this mailbag vid. From Mark Kearns, what type of prospect is Desmond Ridder? Look, I like Ridder. I don't see consistency in his accuracy, and I don't see consistency in his ability to make good decisions. I think that inconsistency is a major problem. Good athlete, solid arm. I don't see the level of peak play to justify a round 1 pick. I think Ridder has a pretty solid NFL career as a backup quarterback. I'm not sold on him as a top-of-the-line franchise starter. From Little Ben, what quarterback could my Steelers take in this year's draft? Doesn't seem like a great class. It's not. It was supposed to be Spencer Rattler as quarterback 1 because he had the great arm, showed all these great flashes. Terrible this year. I mean, he went full Mahomes this year, which is not a good thing as it relates to Rattler. Now, the quarterbacks this year are still out there. There are some interesting options. These of course, the odds as it relates to the top quarterback. Matt Corral is supposed to be QB1 right now, but those odds were in favor of Spencer Rattler earlier. So, I like Corral. I like Willis' upside. Strong's got a great arm. He does kind of fit that more typical backup pass or strong arm pocket passer. Pickett's got a high ceiling, I think, or high floor, lower ceiling. Sorry, guys. And Sam Howell, I still like him, but he's Baker Mayfield light. So it's not a great class. I wonder if Pittsburgh could very much just end up passing on a quarterback altogether and instead choosing to go to a Mason Rudolph for a singular season. Now, who do you think is the best quarterback in the 2022 NFL Draft? No wrong answers. This will be, though, the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, head down to the comments and type your responses. From Marc Mullo, hey, Tom, congrats on fatherhood. Why do you believe the league is so full of parity this season? Another fine show. Thank you, Mark. Not a dad yet. Still got around 2 more weeks. We'll see. I think it's because there are a lot more good quarterbacks. You've got guys like Tannehill, Allen, Herbert, Lamar, all in the AFC. NFC, you've got Stafford, Murray, Dak. And teams, I think, are getting a bit smarter with playing defense. I think that's a factor as well. This, in the end, is really what the NFL wants. They want everyone to be around 8-8. That keeps everybody involved, TV stuff high. So I think that the NFL's desire overall is for parity with the way they structure their draft and stuff, plus the salary cap. I think there will be some emergence as the year goes on, but as well, that 7th playoff spot keeps more teams alive, technically speaking. Now, I will give everyone who follows me on Twitter during today's live show a follow back. We've got almost 400 people, and I know not all of you are following me on Twitter, which is okay. Here's why you should follow me, and I've tweeted this out before. Number 1, I got jokes. Number 2, it's free. Number 3, you're always on my page anyway. Number 4, I don't miss. Number 5, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I will find you and rob you. So hit me up at What going Downey. From Spencer Rattler, will Von Miller retire after this year? No. That unless he gets really hurt, he can still play at a high level. Somebody will sign him. Probably not the Rams in NFL free agency. From Cody the GOAT, what position is the weakest in the 2022 NFL draft? I think quarterback, from what we've had in recent years, really stands out as a not great position grouping to deal with. Top of running back is not great. I think some of the bottom, the depth is solid. I don't love the tight end class either because my boy Jaleel Billingsley was a head case for Alabama this year, which kind of sucks. I like the defensive ends. DT's a bit thin near the top, but quarterback stands out the most to me. From You Like That, how the heck is Kirk Cousins a different person and player at 1 o'clock compared to prime time? I need an investigation. I don't know, man. It's like Dalton. Although Kirk Cousins is better than Dalton. It's Cousins lost to Cooper Rush, which does not make sense. He has an awesome TD interception ratio this year. And yet, when they need that play, when they need that drive, he's just not delivering, especially far too often in prime time. So Cousins is for me, it's the new Dalton line. He's the threshold for if you're going to be able to win a championship with him, or because of him, I should say. He's a good quarterback. He's somewhere around top 15-ish, maybe just outside of it. But can Minnesota win a title right now with Kirk Cousins? I don't think so. But at the same time, the alternative, it can be so much worse. So it's a great question. I don't really know in the end what you choose to do with Kirk Cousins, that whole situation, where he ranks among quarterbacks, I think around 15. He's above average, but not elite. So I want you guys to answer it for me in the end. Rate Kirk Cousins among NFL quarterbacks. He's definitely not 1. Could he be 10? Is he 20? Get those votes in for me in the comments. From Steven Crosio, or Crosio, however you say it. How confident are you in the Titans after they beat the Rams last night? I feel great about them. The Titans right now, I think, should be viewed as the best AFC team. They look that steady, that reliable. To win without Derrick Henry, it's a big-time deal. Evan Hinders, Vikings should go sign Andy Avalos, who coaches Boise State in college. I'm going to be honest, I think that's a terrible idea. Hiring the Boise State coach if you're Minnesota, who's had 1 year there, I think he's a good college coach so far. I don't think Minnesota. I think that would be a disastrous hire for Minnesota. From Raider N for life, that's what you really mean, the Raider Nation for life. Sam Howell has impressed me. Needs to improve on a few things, and what do in the NFL draft? What do they do? Not sure what that means. I think he could still go late, kind of round 1. He clearly misses some key pieces, which is fair. He lost his top 2 backs, his top 2 receivers. I like Howell. I just am worried he's a bit limited. He will make it in the NFL at least as a backup. I just don't know if he's a true franchise quarterback at this point. But there are some good things about him, make no mistake. Michael Kerr, seems to me a lot of past bust or backup quarterbacks have a little surge this year. Would you be smarter teams to hunt for a quarterback to get a vet and draft O-line depth in a weak quarterback draft? Probably what I would do. I mean, you could have some good QBs in the trade block. You could have an Aaron Rodgers, a Russell Wilson, I guess a Kirk Cousins, technically speaking. So I do think teams will want that veteran quarterback. If they don't get one, then I think they would go look at the draft class, because the way it works out, free agency comes first, trades come first, then you look at the NFL draft. Spencer Rattler, are Cowboys fans overreacting about Mike McCarthy after the Broncos game? I think in general, I understand the freak out over the coaching staff for the Cowboys. That was a bad loss. That was a terrible showing. I don't think it's fair to say you're out all the way, though, on the Cowboys after one game. Here's the way I view it. if you're using one game, admittedly a terrible one, to eliminate the other 7 or 8, how many games you've played, that's bad process. I don't think that's fair or a good decision if you're a fan of anyone. So I'm not going to overreact. Concerned? Yeah. Panicking? No. Now, if you want free daily NFL news, rumors, Red Zone, which we have a blast here with the Chat Sports, then subscribe. We are, as previously said, free here at Chat Sports, and we always will be. So no harm in hitting that sub button right now. Good try. Who would you rather have as a head coach? Zimmer, Matt Nagy, or Urban Meyer? College, Urban Meyer. NFL, I guess I'll go Zimmer. I don't love those options, but I think I'd go Mike Zimmer in there because at least I can hire a good offensive coordinator, which I don't trust Matt Nagy to do at this point. I got Mike Tomlin watching now. Any chance Rodgers comes to the Cowboys and reunites with Mike McCarthy? Don't fall for the troll questions. Chase, next one. From Steven, which Tennessee Titans coach or head coach has the best chance to be a head coach after this season? Ooh, good. I mean, well, I assume we're not including Mike Vrabel, so we're out on that one. Honestly, I would be very surprised if anybody became a head coach from Tennessee. Their OC is Todd Downing. He's not there yet. Shane Bowen's young. Maybe he draws some buzz. Honestly, if I had to pick one of them, it's not going to happen, but a team hires Jim Schwartz. Seems like a big-time stretch. So I guess I'll go with Schwartz. Has experience, but I think no. I think none is the real answer here. From Prestige Worldwide, are the Broncos a playoff team? Everyone was hyping Dallas up, and Denver boat raced them in their own home, which is true. If Denver plays like that moving forward, yes, they are. They are right now on the outside looking in on a rather deep and confusing AFC playoff picture. This, of course, before the Steelers-Bears game this Monday night. I think they don't make it. I think they do come back down to earth at least a little bit. And what makes things tricky for the Broncos is they play in one of the best divisions in football, the AFC West. And I don't think they win. Now, maybe you disagree. If so, here's your chance to let me know. Type LAC for the Chargers. Type KC for the Chiefs. DEN for the Denver Broncos. Or LV for the Raiders. I think I go Chargers, but I'm not sure. But let me know. AFC West champs, get those votes in for me. The predictions, I should say, in the comments section. From Goalie Guy, should the Falcons bring back Matt Ryan next year? I'd probably lean toward it because what else are you going to do? I think that Ryan returning for one more year fits the Falcons and probably Matt Ryan's own best interests. Matt Ryan can still be a really good quarterback. Is he peak Matt Ryan anymore? No, probably not. I don't think that's a really high outcome situation. But yeah, I would bring him back and try to win with other, because that was the whole point of drafting Kyle Pitts, opposed to a quarterback. You want to win right now. I think that's the goal with Matt Ryan. Jerrick Cole, when do you think Matt Rule will get fired? I don't think this year. We tried to warn you on Sam Darnold, Panthers fans. He ain't it. So it's only been 2 years. I think he gets at least one more. Now, Penn State job might be open. Matt Rule played there. I think he's a better college coach than NFL head coach. Maybe he chooses to go back. But that owner wants to be aggressive. I think firing Rule already, though, is probably a bit too aggressive.